morning, you strange and wonderful weirdos. I'm John.
I'm Stacy.
It's Friday. Thank God. December 9th. And here's why. Today is strange.
All right, so let's get to our normal Friday roundup of weird stuff.
Every day is weird.
It is. Seems like Fridays are a little on the weird side, though.
They are.
Extra weird. All right, so let's start with a really cool discovery.
Okay.
Of a rare ancient bullet with a magic inscription that was uncovered in Israel.
Okay, wait a second. we got a lot to unpack there.
Right.
A rare ancient bullet with
a magic inscription.
Thought you said that.
Yes. All right, so this is from the archaeologists in Israel. The Israel Antiquities Authority made a statement and talked about a 2,200-year-old bullet for an early slingshot. It's not like a gun bullet, but like a 2-inch long piece
you really
of
had me wondering there for a
lead.
second. I was like, I missed something.
Piece of tan lead. It's a slingshot bullet.
Like a David and Goliath.
Right. Made of lead. Can you imagine how hard that hurts? Someone slingshot you with that?
It doesn't kill you.
Ow.
You're slowly going to die from the poison.
But carved in small Greek letters on the bullet, there is an inscription. And when it was translated, it read, "Victory of Heracles and Horonis." That's it. Just victory of Heracles and Horonis. I thought there was more. I guess not.
That's an awful lot of stuff to be written on a bullet.
Well, it's
victory
2
of
inches.
Heracles and Horonis. Oh, that's it.
Oh, very funny.
I thought there'd be more.
That's bloody too long. No.
But I guess not.
The professor at the Ben Gurion University of the Negev, that's a crazy name, is the one who deciphered the inscription and claimed that the inscriptions were part of psychological warfare, and usually the inscriptions convey a message of unifying the warriors to raise their spirits, scare the enemy, or a call intended to energize the sling bullet itself magically.
They draw
so it's like they're trying to draw the power of the deities into the bullet so that it flies more true.
Or they draw little stick figures of them with little wieners or something like. Or they get hit and it's like, oh, what the? Your mother smells of elderberries.
This bullet was found while excavating to expand the city of Yavne. I think that's how you say it, Yavne.
Yeah.
Yes. And it turns out that Heracles and Horonis were the patron deities of this city. So it's very cool that they found this. They believe that...
I know what happened to the one that killed Goliath.
Oh, I don't know. No idea.
That'd be a cool thing to find.
Wasn't it just a stone? I don't actually know. I don't know if it was like a piece of lead or something that was carved. I thought maybe he just like picked up a rock.
Pretty sure it was a stone.
So it could be any stone.
Yeah, but if you were slingshotty, that's a hell of a lost art right there.
It is. They claim that
let's bring slingshot back.
It may be linked to a conflict between the Greeks and the Hasmoneans in the 2nd century BC.
Greeks and everyone.
Yes, they claim that the Hasmonean army attacked Yavne in a fierce battle, and they claim that it may have belonged to a Greek soldier. They can't be certain about that.
Yavne sounds sort of like a Star Wars place, doesn't it?
It does, but it's a very cool find.
It is.
And to have that inscription on it, they claim that they don't think that it was any kind of unifying thing. They feel like it was more of a magical type of,
Yeah. I do.
Kind of inscription.
I think it's
bring
awesome.
Power and,
Absolutely.
flying true. So very cool find. Very cool.
It's weird after this long to find it. So
it is.
Cool.
All right. So let's move
Still
on.
bringing slingshots back. I think that's your answer, Oregon.
Slingshots.
You guys could just stop worrying about your laws and all that right now and just give it up for slingshots. If everybody had slingshots, I think it would work out. It's a
Drive-bys would be a lot different.
It's a lot more personal. I don't want a big lead ball coming through my window right now.
No, that'd be awful. All right. So let's move on, talk about another discovery real quick. And this one's from Queensland, Australia.
Uh-oh.
They have found the first complete plesiosaur fossil to be discovered in outback Queensland. An entire, complete head and body of a plesiosaur. Isn't that
Wow,
cool?
it is.
Yes, they claim, the plesiosaur is the one that's the flippers like a turtle and the long neck of giraffe. They claim that that's sort of like the Loch Ness Monster. This particular one that they found is what they call an elasmosaur, which is a type of plesiosaur. It's been found in one piece. They claim it's very, very rare because the head is so far away from the body and it's on that little neck, usually the head gets lost.
Yeah.
And they don't have that anymore. So this is like a very rare, once-in-a-lifetime find. They believe it's around 100 million years old. And they got
Wow.
some really cool pictures of it. It's huge.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
It is.
I mean, that's a really long time to find that now.
Yeah. And
100 million years
100
old.
million. And I love the pictures. They've not given the exact location of where they found it because they obviously don't want people out there, messing around. But they've got it all dug out. And so like the hole's like plesiosaur shaped. And it's
We
amazing
live in such a
looking.
boring time.
I know.
Back then you had the plesiosaur, and we're all excited to find the head with the body. Now, it's exciting to find the needle end to Darth Vader original figure from the lightsaber, because the first ones that came out had the lightsaber and then this
Right.
little wiggy end on them.
Did it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's hard to find those. I had
bet.
those on my figure.
Wow. The wiggy end?
The wiggy end.
I bet that's the technical name.
Yeah.
What if you get a replacement wiggy end?
I don't think so. I regret that. I regret that whole story. Loch Ness Monster, eh?
Yep, Loch Ness Monster.
Maybe that'll unleash the Loch Ness Monster being able to pop up now.
All right. So let's move on. Let's do an update.
Let's.
Okay. I just wanted to update you on that strange thing that was uncovered on the Florida beach, from the hurricane.
Oh,
It was like all the sticks with
Boy, I was thinking of a lot of strange things I've seen on Florida
perfectly
beaches.
straight lines. It was just a bunch of like pieces of wood and straight lines on the beach. It was uncovered.
I was nowhere near as interested as everyone else in the world has been. It's been on every news site, like strange find on. It's a bunch of freaking sticks, dude.
It is. It
like
is.
It's a boat or a pier. I mean, it's not like it's not like I'm
It's not
Charlton.
an alien spaceship.
It's
made
not
out of
like I'm
wood.
Charlton Heston and I'm driving along and I've got some cool savage chick with me and it's like half the Statue of Liberty. That's a find.
That would be amazing
This
or
is
terrifying.
This is a bunch of planks sticking out of the sand.
Yes. Well, they claim this was from Hurricane Nicole
But it
now.
happens every time there's a storm. Every year there'll be North Carolina Beach or somewhere like, yeah, we found an old pirate,
Yeah,
little
but
Spanish
see,
galleon.
they know about those. They get
Yeah.
uncovered all the time. and
All
covered
right,
up.
all right. Tell me all your.
Oh, it's a
wacky-
shipwreck. You
Oh, I
already
knew it
know what
was.
is. They believe that it is a shipwreck from the 19th century.
And I didn't know it was, and I
You
knew it
didn't.
was.
So they have, they had some archaeological group, and I can't find the name of it right now because you got me all flustered. Oh, the Division of Historical Resources and the Bureau of Archaeological Research. They've gone out there. They've done some, digging and
Sure.
trying to restoring of the site. And they believe that is what it is, that it's an 80-foot long merchant ship from
Hold
the
on a
19th
second. We're
century.
gonna peer review this. Fred? It's a ship. Yeah, exactly.
It says that this particular find is just one of a few discoveries that have been made in Florida after Hurricane Nicole. Apparently, Nicole was uncovering all kinds of things. It turns out that on Hutchinson Island, they found some human remains that were unearthed. They believe they might have come from the Native American burial mound. And a photographer in St. Augustine spotted a 1930s trunk that washed ashore. But there was nothing of value in the trunk, is what they said. Doesn't mean there wasn't anything in it. There wasn't anything of value.
Maybe the photographer was like me. 'Cause it'd be like,
He looked through it first.
oh, little glow on my face like Pulp Fiction. Okay then, I misplaced those. Put those in the truck. Let's close this up. Oh my God, I found a trunk.
I think it's empty.
It looks ancient. Let's see what's in it. Look at these clams.
Clams. All right, let's move on. Are you ready?
Yes, okay.
Okay. So let's talk about this new website of an interactive map that will show you how screwed you are if we're hit by an asteroid. That's the headline. I have to read the headline as it goes. So there's a new website called Asteroid Launcher, and it lets you virtually throw a space rocket any place on the planet and chart the ensuing chaos.
Oh, that's
It
got
is
stress
actually
relief.
very cool. It lets you pick, when you go on there, it lets you pick the type of asteroid, either iron, stone, carbon, a
So I can
comet,
just throw
or
stuff
gold.
at LA all day.
Yeah. You can pick the diameter of the asteroid from 3 feet to 1 mile. You can pick the speed that it comes in at, from 1,000 miles per hour to 250,000 miles per hour, and the impact angle. Then you pick a spot on the planet you want it to hit, and you hit launch. And then it gives you all kinds of really fascinating information. It's very shocking and alarming, but incredibly fun at the same time. It's very confusing. So here's an example. I launched an asteroid at Lexington. Wasn't that nice of me?
Home?
Yes.
Like our current hometown.
Our current hometown, Lexington, Kentucky.
Kentucky.
So I went on the website and I just used the default settings. When you go on there, it defaults to an iron asteroid, 1,500 feet, coming in at about 38,000 miles per hour at a 45-degree angle. You know, that's just what it defaults to when you get on there. So I didn't change any of that. I dropped it right on Lexington, Kentucky. And the results are that when it hits, it would make a 5.6 mile wide crater right in the middle of Lexington. It would estimate it would kill 77,718 people that would be vaporized in the crater. The crater is 1,866 feet deep. The asteroid impacted the ground at 37,680 miles per hour, which is equivalent to 9 gigatons of TNT. Isn't that amazing? Yes, terrifying. Then you
Vaporized, you say?
Yes, and then you scroll down and it gives you the next picture of the fireball that would ensue. An 8.3 mile wide fireball. This is where we would get, we would be gone after
We're
the
in
fireball.
the city limits, so we'd be hit
Yeah.
off the bat.
And there are circles that show you how many people would die from the fireball, how many people would get third-degree burns, how many people would get second-degree burns. And it said trees would catch on fire within 71 miles of the impact. The trees would still catch
Oh
on fire.
my God.
Then you go down, because it doesn't stop.
There'd
and
be glue everywhere.
and you would get, oh gosh, there would be, the decibel shock wave, a 241 decibel shock wave and this all kills people. The fireball kills 498,172 people. The shock wave will kill 78,934 people. Anyone within 25 miles would receive lung damage. 32 miles would get ruptured eardrums. Buildings would collapse within 56 miles, and homes within 75 miles would collapse. Horrifying. Then it gives you the peak wind speed. So there'd be 8,560 mile per hour peak wind speed. That would kill 168,369 people.
8,000 mile an
Yeah,
hour
that's
winds?
at the moment of impact.
Yeah, but holy-
Yes. And it says, it gives you all these facts, like the wind within 17 miles would be faster than the storms on Jupiter, stuff like that. Within 49 miles, it would feel like being inside an EF5 tornado. And it would nearly all the trees within 81 miles would be knocked down. Isn't that crazy? And the last thing it tells you is the earthquake. It would make a 7.1 magnitude earthquake. And people would die from that too. And it would be felt 140 miles away. So you can do this for fun. Any point on the earth. I, for fun, put in a 1 mile big meteor. Yeah, I think the United States was basically obliterated. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. So fun little interactive map to play with. It was created by a man named Neil Agarwal. I think that's how you say his last name. He's a self-described developer with a passion for creative coding. He says he loves playing out disaster scenarios in his head, so he's always wanted a tool that would help visualize the effects of some major natural disaster. So he picked asteroids. He thought that it was good because, there's been a lot of that in the news lately, and it could help people gain more appreciation for things like NASA's DART mission and such. So, yes.
I was already a fan of DART.
Mm-hmm. I was too. I'm more of a fan now.
Seems like you and Neil have a lot in common.
It's very...
How many things did you destroy?
Not too many. Like 10. It's interesting.
Just researching, huh?
Yeah, just research. It's very interesting. All right. right, shall we move on?
Yeah.
All right. So, you know how in life sometimes you see something and then a lot of those things, like say for instance, you buy an orange car and you think you're so special because you bought an orange car, but then all of a sudden you see a lot of orange cars.
It happens all the time.
Yeah. So I have this story about a message in a bottle. And I'm sorry, I don't make this stuff up, but it just seems like that's kind of happened a lot lately, don't you think?
Was this one in water?
No, but this one has a really interesting like twist. So I wanted to do it because it's got a really funny coincidence with it. All right. So a woman who was participating in the cleanup operation at a Florida beach found a message in a bottle from the year 2000. It was on the beach. Okay.
Was it your shipwreck?
No, it was not. It was the Fort Myers beach cleanup. This was in the wake of Hurricane Ian back at the end of November. And she found a bottle that was signed by a trio of kids named Roman, Licia, and Xenon Mural. They were on vacation. They wrote this letter. They signed it. It was like their dad's birthday or something. And they buried it in the sand in 2000. So she ended up finding it. And she sent a photo of the letter to her children. Her children are in Ohio. And, you know, they're grown. And so she thought it was really interesting. So she sent them a picture of the letter. And her son, Michael, called her. And he said, you are not going to, I believe he cursed, effing believe this. He said, one of the siblings, Roman, I believe it was, he went to college with him. And he works with him at DHL. They're friends.
Wow.
And he even sent his mother a picture of them on a beach in California last year where they were together. And they work at the same place. And they've known each other for like, I guess, a while. But Roman was 5 years old when they buried that.
Wow.
They didn't live at Fort Myers. They just vacationed there. You know, the kids don't live there. Nobody's around. It just so happens that she found that bottle with the letter. And one of the authors is a friend of her son's. I mean, how odd is that?
That's pretty crazy.
What is the coincidence of that?
Well.
And so she was able to actually reconnect with the siblings to tell them about their discovery. They were overjoyed. Their father took a video of them burying the bottle. So they actually have a video proof of them burying it in 2000. I believe Roman now is about 28. He was 5 when this happened. So I don't know, just small world. Isn't that crazy?
It is.
The chance that her son would meet him at college and end up working with him and, you know, her finding that. So
no, that's really wild.
Yes. I think they said they used to vacation there every year. So
I wonder how him and Roman, on how the relationship is for them to be at the beach together 5 years ago.
I think it was a work thing because they said they were there with DHL.
Oh,
I don't know what DHL is.
I was just thinking if there was something a little more, maybe. I wonder if the kid was like, she's like, oh hey, I found this really weird thing about this kid named Roman, and he's like, oh really? That's wild. On a beach.
You have an odd sense of imagination.
This is how the world works. That is how the world works. Mm-hmm. All right,
so let's move on. Let's talk about a woman in a hazmat suit that left 3 buckets of human waste at a police station. Mm-hmm. This is a story from Texas. All right, so this is from Electra. An officer at the Electra Police Department noticed someone putting something outside the police station at 4:30 p.m. This is back in November. Now, the officer went outside and found 3 5-gallon buckets of what appeared to be human waste. And he saw a woman in an all-white hazmat suit with a yellow mask walking back to her vehicle. Now, he asked her what she was doing, and the woman told the officer that the buckets were human waste and she was dropping them off. And then she got in her vehicle and drove away. So she basically left 15 gallons of human waste. It weighed 50 pounds. Just left it there. The officers recognized her. It turns out that she is the wife of Electra Assistant Fire Chief. So the assistant fire chief at the fire department, it was his wife that did this. So they contacted the city administrators with the fire department, and the woman called the city administrator, and she said she refused to come pick them up because they wanted her to come back and get them. She said it was not her problem. So they had a wastewater employee pick up the buckets instead, and they issued a warrant for her arrest for illegal dumping. So she was arrested a few days ago, and now she has to go to court. She was arrested. She posted bail. for, I think, a $2,000 bond. And she now has to go to court for illegal dumping. They tried to get a hold of somebody at the Electra Fire Department, and nobody would comment. Nobody has any idea why she did it, the purpose, or anything.
Oh, I mean, that's shitty.
It really is.
So, I mean, there's nothing, like, we don't know why.
No, we have no idea why.
You know what? The why doesn't matter as much as where in the hell. No, hold on. Where in the hell did she get 3 5-gallon buckets of poo?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Did she save it up? Was it in the garage? Husband noticed after a day or so, honey, why are you saving all the poo in the buckets?
I don't know. And why was she wearing a hat? I mean, I guess I understand why she's wearing a hazmat suit to transport it. Why would you put that in your car and drive it anywhere? What if you hit a bump?
How did she put it in the car?
I don't know. I guess she just put the buckets in the trunk.
Have they examined the poo?
It doesn't say. It says nothing about the poo or the motive behind the poo, just that she was arrested and nobody from the fire department
Somebody must determine the origin of the feces.
will respond. Oh, I don't know.
Hey, look, I like a good poo story as much as the next dude, but that's weird.
That's very weird. All right, you ready for the last weird story?
Sure.
You think you couldn't figure that one out. This one's from Germany. So German police are seeking help in solving the bull sperm heist. Yes. So police in Western Germany are appealing for help in cracking a potentially very cold case. That's them trying to make humor. Authorities say about 60 containers of bull sperm were stolen from a farm in the town of Olfen. Police said in a statement that while it's unclear how it happened, the precious cargo needs to be super cooled with liquid nitrogen at minus 320 degrees Fahrenheit, so it isn't spoiled. They have no idea.
We ain't got a cow.
Why? Anyway, it was intended.
We got a bull.
It was intended for artificial insemination, but somebody stole it all. 60 containers. What on God's name are you going to do with 60 containers of bull sperm? What would you even use that for?
To make cows?
Not if you don't have liquid nitrogen to keep it cold. I mean, that'd be have a very high-tech bull sperm heist.
Bathe?
Ew.
I mean, I don't know. It might be great for the skin.
Well, if you have any leads as to the bull sperm heisters, you need to get a hold of these police in Western Germany. Let them know.
I don't know, man. It's
I wonder if they looked online, like in the black market, bull sperm for sale.
you never know. I know they were looking for a guy named Jack, but he was off that day.
Oh, no. That was bad.
You really got me with the 5-gallon buckets of poo.
Yes, I know.
So much so that it makes bull jizz
kind of not as bad.
Not as
I'm just curious what you do with it. Other than inseminate
listen,
cows.
it's a bull. Mm-hmm. If he was randy enough, that could have been one go.
Could have been.
And that's why today is strange.